to make home, and then I'll give you your final grade probably like next week, but I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, so as I already said, everything you always say during class has a lot of quality, which is like really, really good. Yeah. You also usually participate just because you want to, like in really detail, like every time you get the topic, you're like really invested in this, which is something that I really, really appreciate. Okay, so now we're probably gonna have to go over your exam, and I'm just gonna show you something that I noticed. So, first up, not meaning to scare you, but it just wasn't as good as it usually is. Like, I know that you're usually really good at the subject, but I know this time something seemed to be a little bit off. Yeah, so your grammar wasn't as good as it usually is, but I mean, it kind of depends. And also, I feel like you didn't really quite catch onto the topic, and you kind of described like around it, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I thought it wasn't all too good, it wasn't too bad. Don't get me wrong, it was still a pretty good exam, just not like what I'm used to. I mean, it's gonna have a different reason. Maybe it's just really wasn't your topic or anything, but yeah. So what I've noticed for the introduction, you missed quite a few points. So you didn't write down the author's name, and you also didn't write down the title, which is something that usually you don't forget. It's nothing that you simply forget. Yeah, okay. Then during your main part, you only had like 2 arguments for the contra side, but 3 for the positive side. I mean, this can just happen, but also your contra arguments were really weak. And usually, like every time you practice class, you're really good at it, and your arguments were pretty good. And we had like a similar topic already in class, so I was just a bit surprised that it didn't work out as well as I imagined it being. So did you maybe then not just like think some wasn't your thing? Yeah, okay. Because to be honest, once I read it, in general, as I said, it wasn't bad. You just sometimes didn't quite catch onto the topic, which is something that doesn't usually happen for you. Do you maybe also want to say something about that? No, I mean, it's totally understandable. I just want something that I, wanted to talk about with you. Okay, and then your arguments were all like really, really good. To be honest, I gave you nearly full points for these. Just needed to strike a few. Just, do the grammar. That didn't actually quite too much as your contra arguments. Like the first one didn't even make any sense, to be honest. And the second one, it was on the topic, just you kind of repeated yourself there, So you talked about it, and all of a sudden, got lost or something. I'm not quite sure, but it would have been a pretty good exam if you just booked a book on the counter arguments. Oh, due to time. Yeah, I gotta say, even though we wrote the exam like 3 hours, I think your time was, maybe you're right, it wasn't enough. Okay, so noticed with the stylistic devices and our duration, there were so many, and you didn't mention one, I think, even though it's like so obvious. And I mean, for you as a strong student, you should have definitely catched on to these. Also some in the forest, which are a little bit hidden, but I think it would have been doable for you. But yeah, I mean, everyone just has a bad exam sometimes, you know. It's not the end of the world. Just like synchronizes and everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, still it's not the end of the world, just something that I wanted to mention. I don't think you don't need it before it. It's not a bad grade, just like not as good as it usually is. No, I'm just taking some notes because for your final grade this exam won't matter that much when I can explain to the other teachers why it maybe was a bad, in case you're wondering about your grade. Okay, yeah, so just because the exam was the way it was, I want to talk a bit about you, about your private life. Like, is there something going on? Do you have many, maybe like issues at home or something? No, I'm just asking because many students struggle with that, and it also takes their exam grades down. Yeah, I get it totally. Well, yeah, if you have any help, like if you need any help with that, you can obviously always come and talk to me. Maybe it's just an issue that will pass by over time, you know. Yeah, I mean, I also used to struggle with this when I was younger. Like, maybe also be that you just don't sleep enough, because that's something many other people struggle with as well. Like, sometimes even like 6 to 8 hours of sleep aren't enough, they need like even more. Especially when you don't have the time on a weekend to just sleep as much as you want to. Yeah, so what I can tell you what helped me is basically like breathing in and out 10 times, like really slow. Yeah, you wanna do that with me? Okay, we're gonna breathe in and out. 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 Yeah, because like, you notice how this already helps you calm down. I mean, that's something you can also do before an exam. It just really calms your body. What also calms your body is to just blink really fast for a minute. Don't know if this works, but apparently it does work. And also to flex your muscle like 3 times for 10 seconds. Do you want to try it out? Okay, now flex your muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now release. Now we gotta do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sus